Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Everything is just beautiful.
He's on the hunt for weird and wonderful objects.
What a thing! It's carved timber.
This week, on a trip that takes in the West Midlands and beyond...
Oh, blimey, John, look at the size of this.
Drew tries not to get spooked when he visits a pair of new dealers.
I feel like it's haunted.
A haunted table.
I'm certain of it.
But his breath is well and truly taken away when years of research and experience pay off at an antique centre in Nottinghamshire.
Have we found something really rare? Hell yes. Am I ridiculously excited? Yes, I am.
With help from his team,
I can see some gold.
Drew draws on decades of experience to discover the extraordinary and the unique.
This is the stuff that really gets me excited.
Drew never knows when or where a gem will cross his path, and to spot it, it's essential he keeps up with his homework.
The biggest tool in my armoury is basically just knowledge, it's reading. So when I'm presented with something, I've got half a chance of seeing it for what it is. And all of that then culminates in that moment when you look across the room and you see, that's it. I recognise it, I know what that is. And it's a magical feeling. It is an absolute joy, and it's those moments that keep you going.
Today, Drew and T are heading 170 miles east to a town in Nottinghamshire steeped in the antiques trade, and where Drew first cut his teeth almost 30 years ago.
So, today, T, we're off to the Newark Antiques and Interiors Centre. Did you ever come to Newark Antiques Fair?
No, I didn't.
It was like going to a rock festival for antiques. That's what it felt like. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Glastonbury of sideboard. It was quite rough and ready, I have to say. But Newark, it's a sort of fulcrum around which the antiques world has sort of spanned for decades now.
This strategic location on the River Trent was known as the Key of the North, and a fortress was built here by the Bishop of Lincoln in the 12th century. Such a massive fortification was soon perceived as a threat by King Stephen, who threw the power-hungry bishop into prison. With 2,500 dealers coming to buy and sell, the Newark Antiques Fair is the largest in Europe. And just down the road at the Newark Antique Centre, over 80 dealers have carefully curated stands overseen by second-generation furniture dealer Paul Pedley.
Here at Newark Antiques, dealers rent space from us, and we take care of all aspects of selling so they can concentrate on the fun part of the job and indulge in their passion for buying stuff that they love. We're really pleased that Drew and T have chosen to come and visit us today. We're hoping that they find something that they like enough to buy and that they go away, do well with it, and hopefully come back and visit us another time.
Oi, there you go. Okay. Hello.
Morning.
How you doing, Drew?
Hi, Drew. I'm Paul. Welcome to Newark Antiques.
Thank you very
Right,
much.
I'm T.
Hi, T.
OK.
Right, then.
This is good.
Well, you've got some good stuff here. So this is more of a sort of dealer-orientated place, yeah?
It is, yes.
Yeah, no, it's good. The Antique Centre being based in Newark, so close to the Antiques Fair, like the epicentre of the British antiques trade. To me, it was like Disney World. I couldn't believe I could just drive there and walk around in all this amazing stuff. And this caters for the dealers when they finished at the fair. They can come to another antique centre and keep buying. OK. These are good, aren't they?
Yep, they're smart.
There's good stuff everywhere here, to be perfectly honest with you. As I turn round, when we're back to the door, there's a pair of mahogany steps. They're generally called bed steps, but they could have been used for all sorts.
In the Georgian period, there was a fashion among the wealthy for exceptionally high beds, often topped with voluminous stuffed mattresses. These 200-year-old mahogany steps were designed to help climb up into bed. Though missing the leather inserts on the treads, they're in excellent original condition and could be worth around £700.
£295.
Yep, we could do you that one for £250.
£250. £250.
£250.
Thank you very much. Sold.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Only come from there to there.
Yeah, it's good
That's
start.
all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Yeah. Price-wise, really buyable. And there's a bit of a trade reduction. Get that on it. We're straight away buying. I remember coming to Newark for the first time. I was 22, 23. And for some reason, I thought the best thing to take to my first Newark would be a 7.5-ton truck full to the roof.
Right.
And slept in it for 3 days, 4 days, and just had the best time. Changed my life. So Newark could do that for you then, I think.
Yeah, it's a big part of our success, really. It brings a lot of people to the area, and we benefit from that.
No, that is good. That is good. I do like the camels. I'm not so keen on that one. That's a belter.
Can hear you. Yeah, see, he's got the hump now. Poor camel.
How much would they be? Camels, 175 on them.
Andrew would do those for 150.
There's a pair of oil on canvas, quite naively painted, very quickly painted, paintings of two camels, one with rider and one without. Somebody's bought those or had them made or painted them themselves. Early 20th century, great fun. Nice little bit of decoration. Yeah, go on then.
OK, great.
We'll have them.
Thank you very much.
Marvellous. He's just got good stuff, this fella, hasn't he?
It's good. Oh, it's an educated palate.
Come on, stop it.
someone's palate.
Stop it.
OK, we're going into my pitch now.
Is this yours?
This is mine, yes.
Oh, blimey, all right. Hey, it's good. The couch. What have you got on that? 12 feet? You're not shy, are you?
Can't afford to be.
No. 1, 2. There we go. Bodgerama. Look at that.
Yeah, this one's...
Cracking casters. We are now in Paul's section. As soon as I walk through the door, I think, oh, I like that. And he's got a very late Regency period mahogany sofa here. It's in a right state. We have poor choice of fabrics to begin with. Then the frame's coming apart. Then all the casters are hanging off it. Then it's got rot underneath it. Apart from that, it's great. What can you do with that? I mean...
Can be a grand.
Can I bid you on it? 750 quid.
I can't do it, sorry.
Really?
I can't, no.
What can you do? Come on.
875's the very, very best it can be.
Just needs everything doing. 875, that's it.
That is it. The very, very best price.
Go on then, I'll have it. That is like a really beautiful car with a cheap body kit on it. That's how to equate it. So we need to get it back to those sharp cut lines and that great form. So this is somebody separate again, this one?
Again,
there.
yeah, another tenant, another dealer.
That mirror there, can we get that one down?
Yeah, we certainly can.
So just put it flat there, would be all right.
Yeah.
I got this end if you...
It's been painted over. That's the original gold there. So it's gilt wood. Wandering around the warehouse, I catch sight of a mirror on the wall and I thought, oh, that's a great mirror. It's repro, probably buy that cheap. And then I thought, no, due diligence, do your job. So I pulled it away from the wall, had a look at it, and nearly fell over. What's the biggest thing on the front of that mirror that you can't miss? It's the fleur-de-lis, the Prince of Wales feathers. That gives you a clue, doesn't it, straight away? There's lots of other subtle things because people, you could read pieces of furniture, they put lots and lots of little hints and things that of the time going in there and all sorts for luck and love and prosperity and growth were all hidden in those mirrors. This is where the knowledge and the reading comes good. I'm looking at this thing going, this can't be as good as I think it is, but it is. Quite a find. An original George I into George II wool mirror. These are the moments as an antique dealer that you hope for.
This giltwood mirror may just be a one-of-a-kind discovery. Traces of the original gold leaf can still be glimpsed through a coat of gold paint, which has been added later and could be removed through careful renovation. The style of carving is in the manner of renowned 18th century cabinet maker John Belchier, a Huguenot refugee from France, whose giltwood work was so highly regarded he was tasked with producing 35 mirrors for the interior of St Paul's Cathedral in the mid-1720s. Although Drew can't be sure this ornate piece is what it seems, if he's right, it could be worth as much as £20,000.
What's the best on it then?
Be £900.
In Newark-on-Trent, dubbed the UK's antiques capital, the boys have discovered a stash of expertly curated pieces.
Well, you've got some good stuff here. So this is more of a sort of dealer-orientated place, yeah?
It is, yes.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And Drew has a suspicion that the overpainting on an ornate mirror might conceal a rare early Georgian masterpiece.
What's the best on it, then?
It'd be £900.
900 quid.
£900.
I'll have it.
OK, thank you very much.
It's ridiculously exciting. Have we found something really valuable? Yes. Have we found something really rare? Hell yes. Am I ridiculously excited? Yes, I am. What a thing. It is rare to find things like that. It doesn't happen every day. Boom, get in. Absolutely astounding. These look interesting. The 19th century. These are ceramic plaques, I think, on the side, are they?
Yes.
Why the letters? What's
They're library bookcases, so there would have been a huge run of them, probably 12 of them. I mean, they're 1850. What can you do before I go?
1,500 for the pair.
Can you sweeten it a bit and 1,400 quid and I'll buy them?
I'll have to make a call.
OK. Just to make myself feel better a bit,
Yeah.
that's all.
OK.
Another thing we find here, a pair of low ebonised open bookcases with painted ceramic exotic bird relief, adjustable shelves, enamelled letters on them. Great.
OK, I'll let them know. 14's fine, he says.
Well, let's have them.
OK.
£1,400 for the pair. Look, there's money to be made. Let's not be daft. They're great, either side of a doorway, either side of a fireplace. Really, really usable. I think we've done everywhere. Do you want to start packing everything away?
Yeah.
Have you got some people to help?
Yeah.
Won't be long.
We were buying from the minute we walked through the door, you know, buying those wonderful Regency bed steps, through to paintings. And there's still more. I could spend hours here. It's a brilliant trade call. It's one of those places that really you need to be coming to almost every day. While we've been here, but there's been 2 or 3 dealers unloading fresh stock. It's a cracking antique centre. Then we had one remarkable find. Something that you don't pick these things up every day. You really, really don't. Really unusual.
Today was great. Drew seems to have bought really well. We're really pleased with what we've sold him. I'm guessing that our tenants are going to be happy with the results. And, yeah, it's a fantastic day had by all.
Thank you, mate. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
We'll see you again.
Thanks very much for today.
All right,
See
cheers.
you again.
No
Bye
problem.
now.
Bye.
Look after yourself. Cheers.
Bye.
Well, that Newark Antique Centre could not have been better.
No, I think you did very well there.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was.
But to walk away with that mirror, what a find. Bar the paint on it and the minor losses, it is utterly untouched. If you took the paint off, right, it's never had anything done to it. The mirror plate has never been out. It's an incredibly rare find, and it's worth an awful lot more than we paid for it.
Oh,
and do you know why I know that? I read a book. That's it. I read a book. An amazing call.
While he's on a roll and his years of experience are paying off, Drew has heard about a new business in the West Midlands with a varied, eclectic collection that might just challenge his know-how. The boys are heading 70 miles southwest to check it out.
Right, so we're in Stafford today, T. We're off to see Tom and Sam, 2 young dealers. Haven't been at it very long. They've got a shop here called Nothing New Stafford. So I've seen them online, but I've never met them in real life.
Legend has it that Stafford was founded as long ago as 700 AD by a prince called Bertolin. By 1066, it was an important Anglo-Saxon centre, fiercely resisting the Norman invasion. The Normans won, building a castle here 900 years ago, and Stafford remained an important market town right up to the present day. 4.5 years ago, a small antique shop called Nothing New was set up in Stafford by young couple Tom Murray and Sam Allen.
At first, we wanted to keep everything. Well, I wanted to keep everything. But then, after a while, you get a bit better at letting things go, and it doesn't feel as upsetting.
When we got our first house, we started buying with a passion, wanting things to look nice at home. You end up with a few too many bits and bobs, and you end up opening a shop.
You've got to put it somewhere. We're quite impulsive, really. It's basically, if I really like it, I want it. I'd say it was eclectic. It's just things we like the look of.
The weird and the wonderful.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, you right?
How you doing?
Sorry.
Tom?
I am indeed.
Yes, sorry.
Sam.
Sam, lovely to meet you. How you doing?
Hello.
Lovely
You
to
right?
meet you too.
Oh, dear me. Right, OK. So you've got a real varied mix. Today I'm in Nothing New Stafford with Sam and Tom. And, yeah, it's a very traditional-looking antique shop until you walk through the door. And then you've got this fantastic collection. I always say it's the contents of somebody's head spilled out into a room. And it's different. It spans a very long time period and all sorts of genres and styles. Something here that I haven't seen for a very long time. I've only ever seen them at auction once. Are these Nigerian?
They are indeed.
They're very unusual, aren't they? We buy a lot of chairs that we call looking at chairs.
Yeah.
And these are one of those.
Yeah.
Have a sit, see if they're that bad.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't want to wear shorts to put that on it.
No, they look good though, don't they?
They do.
And the thing you cannot ignore is a big pair of armchairs. Checkerboard design, incredibly vibrant. Are they interesting? Hell yes. Are they desirable? I hope so. They're very, very different, and they've taken an awful lot of work. They aren't very old. 40 years old, maybe?
These intricately beaded palm wood chairs demonstrate the expert craftsmanship and artistry associated with the Yoruba traditions of Western Africa, traditions which survived the exploitation of British colonialism and thrive today. Beading and creating patterns are an important part of spiritual life for the Yoruba people. The patterns and colours used have spiritual meanings, and excessive beadwork also denotes power and wealth. This pair of colourful chairs could be worth up to £2,000.
Can you put them outside? Is that what they're for? The outside chairs?
I think you could, couldn't you?
You could, couldn't you?
Probably could, yeah.
Be nice in a conservatory.
Yeah. God, they must have taken forever.
It's all hand done, isn't it?
Yeah, every single one's
must have took
different. This is all hand done.
weeks.
Is there a lot of them around?
No. First pair I saw.
They're a chancy one. They are a chancy one, but they've got a look. It's just down to money where I think I can flip them.
Could do the two for 1,800.
I'm going to have a think about it as I wander around.
OK.
OK. All right. So why the antiques trade, then? What did you do before?
I was engineering, but we were buying antiques for our house and things got out of hand. You could say.
Whose buying got out of hand?
Don't point at me.
Just saying.
It wasn't me. Well,
Wasn't you?
Yeah, it was me.
The both of you?
Both
Yeah,
of
it
us,
was a
yeah.
bit.
Really?
We
And then you end up
encourage
with a
each
shop?
other.
Yeah.
A lot of people start the same way as these guys started, which is you start buying things for your house because you need things for your house. And then you fill the house and the addiction's still there and you can't stop buying. So what do you do next? You start selling it. Boom, within 5 minutes you've got a shop. Oh. I buy loads of these. There's just something really wonderful about them, isn't there?
Yes.
But you know what they're designed for? Shop windows.
All right.
So you'd have a row of them like that, and that's on the floor.
I'll just shine straight up.
So how much is that one?
That's 45.
OK, marvellous. I'll take
Thank
that.
you very much.
I like the pop sign.
Hey?
I thought for me it said, God bless our pop. It's some slogan for some lemonade factory.
Right next to it, this little twig work table. I do have a real liking for these things. And I really shouldn't, but I do love them.
Don't know why. I feel like it's haunted.
A haunted table.
I'm certain of it.
Sam joked that the table is haunted. Well, ghosts aren't real and the table's not haunted. But yeah, I sort of get it. It can have that look. It is chalk and cheese. People don't like them, you know, but I do. This naturalistic, or what we call in the trade, rusticated type of furniture was incredibly popular. They would all have these vines and roots.
This twig-work table reflects the Victorian fascination with the tangled magic of the natural world and the dark folkloric sprites that many believed lived there. In 1878, William Toms set up the Folklore Society and started collecting fragments of fairy lore still surviving in rural Britain. This ignited a craze for fairies and woodland sprites that lasted well into the 20th century. Dating to around 1870 and made of a tangle of mixed hedgerow branches, this twig work table still has its original polish on the base. Once refurbished, it could be worth up to £500.
So it just comes down to price, really.
Be 270.
And you hate it?
I don't hate it. Just put it online as kindling. Sorry, I just described your stock as kindling.
It's quite all right.
What did you say, 250?
270.
270.
Well, it can be 250 if it hard seals it.
250.
Like it.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll have
Thank
it. We'll have it. Thanks for the shares. I don't like bidding people too hard, but I'm going to have to give you a bid on them, 1,400 quid. Because I've got work to do.
Yeah.
I'm either going to have them 5 minutes or years. And years and years, and I'm not entirely sure which one it is.
There are some in the Royal Collection.
Are they?
Yeah.
Did he come home after buying those chairs and you went, you bought what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no.
So anyway, there you go. I've thrown a bid out. Up to you.
Can we do 15
For the pair.
for the pair?
Here in the West Midlands, visiting an unusual new antiques emporium.
We buy a lot of chairs that we call looking at chairs.
Yeah.
And these are one of those.
Yeah.
And Drew is pondering the purchase of some extremely unusual Nigerian chairs.
So anyway, there you go. I've thrown a bid out. Up to you.
Can we do 15
For the pair.
for the pair?
I've lost more money on other things, so yeah, 1,500 quid, I'll take it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just bought the 2 most uncomfortable chairs in Britain.
Yeah.
They're not for sitting in, they're for looking at. But don't they look great? The same thing it stirred in me, I've got to do that to somebody else and then they'll buy them. OK, fine. Right, so, weird twig table,
Yeah.
weird chairs, half a lamp.
Correct.
Happy?
Happy?
Happy, good. All right, OK, I think we're done. We'll load up the van. This job is all about using your judgment, trusting your luck. And today we did that. We bought an industrial light, bought 1,000 of them, know I'm going to sell it. Rusticated table, bought hundreds of them, I know I'm going to sell it. Beadwork pair of Nigerian thrones, not a clue. You'd think in Staffordshire we'd be buying pottery all over the place. No, Nigerian beadwork thrones. That's what's big in Staffordshire these days, and I bought both of them.
It was good to meet them and it was a good day. Because we're a small shop, you have to keep turning stuff over. I'm pleased the twig table's gone, so it can't haunt my dreams any longer.
Oh, it's been a cracking day today. The Nigerian thrones, we've had them a while. It's nice to move them on, make a small profit on them, and give them a new lease of life.
Marvellous. All right, that, you got one?
Yeah, they're very heavy. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
All right,
Cheers.
thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that was interesting.
It was.
New people,
Yeah.
Tom and Sam.
Nice stuff as well, though.
Yeah, interesting stuff. The chairs, they're a bit chancy,
Right.
the chairs, a little bit chancy, but I instantly liked them, and maybe that's enough.
I think it's the most impractical thing you bought since you last bought a scooter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't give scooters a hard time. Scooter's the most practical piece of transport if you live in Conway. No, a good call.
Back at Pritchard HQ, the 18th century giltwood mirror has been dispatched to the Staffordshire studio of restorer and gilder Ruth Tappin.
Right, so Drew has sent this mirror over to me. I'm quite excited because this is really early. This mirror's 300 years old. There's some beautiful elements on it. It's a giltwood mirror, so that means it's been carved, gessoed and then gilded. But unfortunately, somebody's painted over it. And I think that might be to disguise some of these repairs and losses.
Under the paint, there should be a layer of 24-carat gold leaf on a chalk-based primer known as gesso.
So when I take this paint off, hopefully there's going to be some original gilding under there. Right, so I've got some paint stripper and a toothbrush. Toothbrushes don't damage your gums, and so they won't really damage this, hopefully. So if there's any original gilding, we should find it. I'm just really, really gently rubbing this in because this gesso that's sat on the top of the wood is a bit loose in places. And that gesso is about 300 years old. I don't want to lose any of it. I can see some gold. Oh, I can't wait, I've got to have a look. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, that is amazing. I've got to be really gentle around here because this is where the gesso is falling off. You can see how it's sort of crazing here. I can't believe, look at that gilding. It's so, I can't tell you how rare it is to find gilding like this underneath. I think this is the second time in my career this has happened. That's how rare it is, and I've been doing this for 20 years. 300 years old, and look how good that gilding is. Oh, that is so satisfying, look at that.
But removing the unwanted paint has also revealed patches where the original gold leaf is missing. This must now be restored using the ancient art of water gilding, first used by the Egyptians over 4,000 years ago.
You know, I've got to be at the top of my game for this. These are tiny, tiny little repairs, but they need to be millimetre accurate, if not more accurate, because when the gold's this good, any tiny little error, it'll show up and it'll scream at you. So this is the gold leaf. It's 23.75 carat. It's nearly pure gold. It's a beautiful colour, and it's what this would have been gilded with originally. It's very, very fine. If I breathe on this, it's going to blow away. So I really need to breathe out of my ears, and I'm trying not to talk at it. See, there you go. I just moved and the gold moved. So you can use your breath to try and flatten it back out, but you can see how thin it is. So it's called water gilding because this is water. It's got a tiny bit of alcohol and a tiny bit of rabbit skin glue, but the majority of that is water. Because it's got a lot of alcohol in it, evaporates quickly, which is what you want, but you need to make sure it's soaked every time. I'm going to get some dry cotton wool, and I've got to press these creases out in any air bubbles. This is really delicate, this end section, so I'm going to support it from underneath. And just pat it down.
After 26 hours of painstaking work, Ruth has confirmed Drew's informed guess about this mirror's rarity. Restored to its original radiant condition, it can now be clearly dated to the early 18th century.
Don't want this to look too new. The gold is really clean, and you wouldn't really expect that on a 300-year-old mirror. This has been treated so well. So I've got to leave some age with this piece. He can genuinely say it's all original gilding. There's going to be a few little repairs, but basically this is as was 300 years ago. He's very, very lucky. He had quite a good eye buying this.
Keen to try his luck and test his knowledge even further at another large antique centre Drew knows in Shropshire, the boys are heading 100 miles southeast to Bridgnorth.
We are now off to meet a guy called John at the Old Mill Antique Centre in Bridgnorth. Now, this is somewhere I went about 20-odd years ago, and I've not been back since.
Well, I'm surprised this one is comparatively not far from us.
I know. This one is one I'm very keen to see, because John, as well as owning the Antique Centre, used to be a dealer and auctioneer. So he's done every aspect of the antiques world, so he's bound to know a thing or two.
Founded after the Norman conquest in 1101, Bridgnorth in Shropshire got its name from this important crossing on the River Severn. Once one of the busiest river ports in Europe, the market town's river trade began to decline with the opening of its railway in 1862. Today, just across the water from the oldest and steepest funicular railway in England, is Old Mill Antique Centre, which plays host to more than 35 traders and is run by veteran dealer and auctioneer John Ridgway.
Well, I started more than 50 years ago in the antiques business, but about 25 years ago, we bought this building with my family and opened the antique centre above the auction room. We've got 25,000 square feet here. Basically, there are lots of dealers here with different tastes. So you've got an enormous variety of things. We've got a couple of things around here that I think I'll be able to interest Drew in. Some of the things that aren't really on sale in the shop here, we're going to find something that we can get some money off him for.
There you go. Oh. Hello, John.
Hello, Drew.
How are you doing?
Hi, MT.
Hi there.
Right. How you doing?
Can we have the tour, please?
We can.
Tell me about this. I've not been here before that I can remember. I may have been here about 20-odd years ago.
Well, it's changed a bit since then because we've closed down the auction room and now the whole place is devoted to the antique centre.
With an antiques centre, I'm sort of playing the numbers game, really, because there's 35 different dealers in here. You're sort of always looking for the thing that slipped through the net, the thing that somebody's not quite spotted, that might be a little bit better than they think, things where I can really turn a profit on it. But also, it's got to be something interesting and different. I do love an antique centre. It's like sort of like an adventure playground, like, go on, run, be free.
Well, that's why it works, because you've got so many different people with their tastes displaying this all in one place.
Yeah, it works. Right then. Well, if nothing else, this will keep you fit. Oh, blimey, John, look at the size of this. It says on the ticket, big fish. Do you know what it is?
Big fish.
It's a big fish. Ah, right, OK. Quite like that chimney. It would have had in the centre a Wedgwood plaque or something like that, really. So it's a shame because they've sort of...
Put a mirror in there.
Yeah.
We've had it screwed to the wall for the last 20 years.
John has used every inch of space in this massive antique centre, including the stairwells. And as we come around the corner for one, boom, I see something I'm very familiar with, which is a big chimney piece. Somebody's drilled a big hole in the middle of it. But as a whole, it's not bad.
Chimney pieces were developed in Northern Europe in the 11th century to catch smoke and direct it up the flue. By the early 18th century, elaborate examples became popular in big houses as decorative centerpieces. Dating to around 1900, this wooden chimney piece has stylistic references from many different periods. The base, with its intricate carvings of foliage and flowers, is 18th century in style, while the mantle is more of a nod to George III's era. It once had a plaque in the centre, which has since been replaced with a mirror. In need of extensive renovation, when completed, it could be worth up to £500.
330 quid. How long do you say you've had it here? 20 years?
Long enough. So I'll make it 3.
It's a bit rough and ready, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. How's 250 quid? Grab you and I'll take it away and you can keep the mirror.
Oh, thank you. OK. Ooh. As it's been here for this long, I think you've got a deal.
Thank you very much. For 250 quid, I'd be a fool not to buy it because it's very good quality underneath that. It's got the faults, but they can be fixed easily. So, yeah, a good buy. So, through here, John?
Yeah, we'll show you the bits that aren't open to the public usually.
Where'd you get these from?
They came from an auction with something I really wanted to buy, 2 nice pot cupboards, and they were just added to the lot.
We've had a good look around the antique centre, and John says, I've got some workshops and storage places to have a look at. Well, yeah, that's my thing. Straight away, I cast my eye over an old pair of bedside lockers. Mostly they're used for military purposes, sometimes they're for hospitals. These are in a bit of a state, and they've got this faux plastic wood-grained paper stuck over the top. Horrible. But underneath that's the original paint. This is good. These are good. What are you asking for them to get rid of them?
20 quid a piece.
Sold.
OK.
Thank you very much. Yeah, of course I'm going to buy those. It's hundreds of pounds once the work is done, so we're in really good profit there. But that's, you know, one man looking at something and I see something, he doesn't see it. They need work, but underneath them is a very cool pair of bedside cupboards. OK, staff only. Oh, yes. Look at this. Oh, now you're talking. Perfect. That's a funny little thing, isn't it?
Ever so.
Ever so. I'm looking at something and I'm thinking, my word, that's a rare beast. It's a little 1930s bent plywood stool. The last time I saw one up for sale was nearly 3 decades ago. It's a real rarity. To find one in an antique centre workshop in Shropshire is highly unusual.
Dating to the earliest days of modernism, this deceptively simple birch bent plywood stool may well have been used by some of the titans of early 20th century design. Made in Estonia in the mid-1930s, it was imported to the UK by the Isokon company to furnish the iconic modernist Isokon building in North London. The same building where leaders of the Bauhaus School of Design, Walter Gropius and Marcel Breuer, worked after being exiled from Nazi Germany. If it is what Drew suspects, this design masterpiece could be worth up to £2,000.
What do you want for it?
Oh, what am I going to say? 20 quid.
Drew and T are visiting a large antique centre in Shropshire.
Well, if nothing else, this will keep you fit, John.
And behind the scenes in the storeroom, Drew's educated eye has spotted a 1930s design masterpiece that could be worth thousands of pounds.
What do you want for it?
Oh, what am I going to say? 20 quid.
Sold.
Bargain of the week.
Thank you very much. Very good. It's an incredibly exciting find. It's one of those finds that makes the hair on the back of your head stand up. This furniture, when it arrived in the 30s, was like it had been dropped from another planet. Something beautiful and simple and light and brand new and modern and exciting. Being perfectly honest with you, if this was in a high-end antique shop in Strasbourg or Berlin, I couldn't afford it. I wander around every day looking for rare and interesting, desirable things, and the only difference is that I've read about that type of furniture because it interests me. That's all. Doesn't interest John, interests me. That's all it is.
It's quite a nice early one.
Yeah. What are you asking for that?
I think I got about 85 quid on it.
It's interesting to have that there. I mean, this is quite that bit of it's a fairly common form.
That's a good
That
one,
with the acanthus there is just a bit different, but it's in like mint nick. Look, there's a lamp down here. They're meant to look a little bit like a banker's lamp, which is very ornate, polished brass or bronze with a lovely green glass shade. And this is an industrial version, so it's like a industrial banker's lamp. The condition is exceptional, to the point where it's almost too good. You know, I'm having to look at it like 10 times thinking, is this right? It's a little bit too much money. What I'd like to pay for it is 60 quid. But if I said to you, I'll give you 70 quid for it, is that close enough?
Just about, yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm having such incredible luck in these rooms. It's like nothing else. It's amazing. And then, boom, I see a terracotta hound's head wall-mounted mask. Actually, got a good look to it. John, what do you want for this?
What do I want for that? Oh.
How little can you take for this?
That's no way to start the conversation.
It's particularly well modelled. It's highly unusual. It's in just the right condition that I like. Original paint, bit scruffy, fantastic.
Dating to the late 19th century, this wall-mounted hound's head is originally from Austria. Made of terracotta, with its eyes intact and remnants of its original paint still visible, this is another rare find that could fetch up to £400.
Go on, what do you want for it?
Probably 125.
You know I'm going to bid you, don't you?
No, I thought you were going to say, that's a bargain. Give me the money.
You might look at it and go, well, it's awful, isn't it? It's horrible, that. It's not. Just need the right interior for it. I have to bid you. It's my job.
Is it?
Well, I don't have to.
Well, I was going to say, no, it isn't. Apart from the painting, it's in nice nick.
Yeah.
No big chips. And I thought 125, you were going to snatch me under.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'll have that, thank you. It's a highly desirable thing. You wouldn't think it, right? But something like that, it really is. It just is. I walk into all antique centres and fairs and auctions hoping I can get one thing that's quite good. You know, and sometimes you don't. You know, you might go to 10 places and not get anything. So to come in here today and buy 3 or 4 things, and a couple of them that are incredibly good, is very unusual. It really is.
It's a lot of fun having him here, to be honest with you. I've really enjoyed it. He's bought some bits off me that I'm thinking, well, that was almost free money because it wasn't anything I really valued, which is what I like. Overall, yeah, we've really enjoyed the day.
Sorted?
Yeah, all
Marvellous. John, thank you so much, mate. Much appreciated.
Thank you for coming.
Cracking
Thank
day.
you.
Good.
Fabulous day. Thank you.
Cheers, good.
Take care.
See you later.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
So what do you think of Old Mill, then?
Very good.
So we bought the fireplace,
Yeah.
the
nice.
wonderful terracotta dog's head, the wonderful industrial office lamp. I've got to say, do you know that little stool? Right, I can't tell you how desirable and rare that thing is. I couldn't believe it. I'm staring at it, right, thinking, how on earth did this piece get here?
Yes, back of
You
the
know, this
storeroom in Bridget.
modernist gem. There's a lot been written about that piece of furniture. That basic piece of a pound's worth of ply and a single nut and bolt is a design masterpiece. And they were imported into this country by a Mr.
Small wooden stool.
Pritchard.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was the importer of them.
Where did they come from?
In the 1930s. They were actually all made in Eastern Europe.
Okay.
And for £20, which I still can't believe, but the chances of me selling it are basically, well, 0. An absolute gem. I cannot believe we found it.
Back in North Wales, Drew is thrilled how well his careful study of antiques over 3 decades has paid off. He's received the restored early Georgian giltwood mirror from Ruth, and it's taken pride of place above his own fireplace.
It's just a fantastic find. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. It's a proper thing. This is a really good antique. And the only reason I recognised it is reading a book. It's as simple as that. Once I realised that, it opens up the world. It opens up the world to things like this. And then to get Ruth involved, to just give me such great news over the phone when she said, the paint will come off this. I can do this fairly easily, which is just wonderful. You can not tell where she's done some small restorations, and I mean, they are tiny. The mirror, it's up there with one of the most interesting, greatest finds I've had. Monetarily, yes, of course, it's worth a hell of a lot of money, potentially. That's not the point. That's not the point. For me, it's the excitement and that sheer, unadulterated joy of finding something, knowing what it is and being proved correct. People don't realise that antique dealers have done this country and the world a massive service. We have saved more art than any museum, ever. Not just me, but the tens of thousands of dealers around the world. We're saving this stuff and we're out there because we recognise it and we study it. So every now and again, we deserve to get lucky.